6 weeks of Zepbound. Hmm, how am I doing? Well, that's what I want to discuss with you today. The pros and the cons of Zepbound after the 6th week. Hi, I'm Talanda, and I'm just here to talk about things that help you to focus on having a high quality of life. Whatever you need to do in your life to help you to improve the quality of your life, have that calm, happy, joyful, peaceful type of life you've always wanted. There are things that you have to do, so it's not going to be just poof, you know. It happens, but you're going to have to put in some work in order to improve your life. So that's what I like to do. And so if you like what I talk about, please consider subscribing, like, comment, share with friends, all of that good stuff. All right, so let me continue with what I was saying. So, Zepbound. I have been taking this medicine for 6 weeks now and doing good. Weight loss started off going away. Weight loss started rapidly. I was already losing weight, and then the medicine helped accelerate it. Um, I think I lost somewhere between 15 and 20 pounds within 6 weeks. So if you think those are good margins, then good. So I would say I've been doing good. Now I will say this. I am still taking the 2.5 milligram, and usually after 4 weeks, you people tend to move up to the 5 milligrams. However, I was like in a weird time frame with the insurance coverage and all that. And if you know Zepbound or any of those GLP-1 meds, you know they can be expensive and you got to make sure you time it right with your insurance, or if you have like a discount card. Well, the discount card always comes in handy, but the insurance is the biggest part. So you have to get your doctor to do the pre-authorization so that you can they can go ahead and fill the medication for you. So uh I'm approved for a while right now, but it's just that every time it's time to get the next one or something like that, it has to go through a process. So I wanted the 5 milligrams. However, on my information, it still had me getting the 2.5 milligrams again. So instead of trying to fool with insurance and all that, I just said, I'll just take the 2.5 again. It's not going to hurt. And it'll just be more of a gradual increase. Can't hurt. So I would say after about 2 weeks, I will move on to the 5 milligrams. Um, and the pros are that it's simple. Um, I've been doing well on it. It helps with weight loss, eating, all of that. And I would also say that the injection thing is not hard at all. It's a little pinch, not even that, especially if you really poke it in like the fat part of your body, like fat part of your leg, you probably won't really feel it as much. For me, I tend to feel it more on one leg than the other. Like I feel it more on my left leg than I feel it on my right leg. So, that's just me, but I don't even really feel it. I mean, it's really not a big deal. It's like you just push it in, it's a little button, you just wait for it to click 2 times. And that's when the needle's going in, and it's a real tiny needle, and then it comes right out before you can even scream. It's already done. So it really barely hurts, if that. Some people say they don't feel anything. I do feel something, but it's teeny teeny, teeny. Nothing that's going to make me stop taking it, I'll tell you that. That's for sure. So it helps so much with your whatever journey you're on with um, weight loss and all of that and being healthy, eating better. Help. It's kind of like it's like having someone there to help you, like, okay, teaching you how to eat right for your body. Like, you might not want to do that. If you do that, that might make you feel this way. This is bad for you. It's like it tells you what's good. It kind of like every food you eat, you know whether it's good for you or not because it tells you. Your body will respond based on what you eat. So, um, I love that about it. Another pro is that if you are someone who has like comorbidity, like for example, not only do I have I had issues with weight, not severe, some people would say severe in the doctor's eyes, but other people they're like, what? Like I don't look or I haven't looked as big as I weigh to other people, but I know. And so anyway, it helps with that. And what was I gonna say? Uh, helps with weight loss. I lost my train of thought. Oh, comorbidity, sleep apnea. And if anybody knows how sleep apnea works, is that the more weight you gain, the worse it is. So the goal is to lose weight if you have sleep apnea. It only helps you get better. So everything about Zepbound is good. And so I'm online. Yeah, it's really good. It really teaches you a lot about how to care for your body and how to stay in good health and what to eat and what not to eat. Um, the little needle that everyone's afraid of should not be a big deal. You should not be afraid of that needle. It's simple, it's easy, way better than even if you had a shot or something like that. Okay, and I feel better. I feel good. I feel like myself. I can do many things. I can move faster. It's just, it's really taken a lot of that extra weight off of me so that I can actually live my life and have a good time. Okay, and I would say, see where the pros are. And I'm doing well. I mean, 6 weeks in, I'm doing great. The cons. I would say I really can't mention cons that I've experienced. I will say the biggest thing with Zepbound is, and I will say this is one thing I experienced. If you eat the wrong thing, you will feel sick. And I don't really eat the wrong thing, except for every now and then, something I may eat may have something in it that I know is like, that's not the best for me. And I will feel it. And it's like I'll feel sick, almost like a nausea, or just, you just don't feel right, like sick to your stomach. It's like, oh, I shouldn't eat that. So you want to eat the right things. So, uh, I will say that a con could be that you might feel sick if, and this is a big one, if you don't change your eating habits, if you don't eat right. The good thing is that the medicine kind of teaches you what's good for you and what's not, and you feel like you only want certain types of food, like healthy foods. So it will help you. However, if you decide to give in one day to that, you know, maybe one day you're just like, oh, I'll go ahead and eat something bad. It may, you might not feel your best because the whole point is the medicine is getting the toxic stuff out. So I did not want to spend this long on this video. However, I got distracted. So another con might be the cost. If you are not medically cleared by your insurance company to get it. It is incredibly expensive. And no, I'm not just saying like a couple $100. Huh, $100? That's nothing. That's actually considered cheap compared to what the real price is. The real price is like around 1,300 a month. So you get four vials or four, whatever you call them, four needles for a month, $1,300. Now, am I paying $1,300? Heck no, I'm not paying no $1,300. No, no way. Now, there's ways around it. I will say this. They have out there these different, Klarna. You can do child, do Klarna or Afterpay or Affirm and all those. And you can, kind of get yourself on a payment plan if you really, really, really feel like you want it and you don't have a way to get it cheaper. But there are ways. There are ways. So, uh, worst case scenario, your insurance won't cover it. There's no other way. $1,300 a month. You can try a thing where you're doing this Klarna thing. I mean, if you want to, it's up to you. Your credit, however you want to do it. That's what people be doing these days with a lot of stuff. It's hard out here. Times are hard. So that's what people are doing. So I would say, uh, there's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing is if your insurance doesn't cover it, uh, Lilly or Eli Lilly, that company, they're the ones who make it. You go through them, they have doctors there and all that stuff. It's like an online thing, and you can 9 times out of 10 get it for very low cost through them. Now, it may not be $25, but it might be upward between 80 to 100, maybe. It just depends. I can't really say. To some people, it might be 250. And like I said, Klarna, Afterpay, all of those. Affirm, you can do that. So there's ways around it. I see money as a means to an end. I feel like I don't let lack of funds get in my way. I always find a way. When it comes to money, child, there's stuff I figured out. People are like, oh my gosh, how you do that? There's ways. There's always a way. So you can go through them. Also, there's this discount card on top of what your insurance or whatever, however you go through the process. You fill out a little card on what's it called? Is it Zepbound.com, I think? Anyway, it's like a blue and green website. I believe that's the color of the med. But you go on there, you fill out a little thing to get a discount card, and that will help. That discounts it for you. So what I do is I go through my insurance plus the discount card, and each time it goes lower and lower. So like the first time, I can't remember. It's like one something. Now the next time it was like 70 something. So each time I get a new prescription of it filled, it just goes down. That's what the pharmacist people told me. I don't know. I guess it's something with my insurance. I don't know. I don't know how all that works. I just know, heck, I got covered through my insurance, and my insurance is paying a lot of it. And when I pay, it's not that much, and the price is going down. And I got the discount card thing. I think the discount card thing is the one that helps the price go down lower. So you can do that. So there's hope. Don't become hopeless. If you really want it, get a prescription through a doctor, whether it's your doctor or whether it's a doctor through, like I said, I think it's Lilly. You'll find it, but it's like Lilly or Lily. Lilly, the founders, Eli Lilly. I know that name. They created the medicine. Just go through them and they'll help you out, and they probably will get you a good deal. So there's always a way around it. But like I said, child, Klarna it, Affirm, Afterpay, use those. There was another one, Clio. I don't know how that works. Someone just told me another one. I think it's called Albert. There's all these different things popping up. Get yourself a little short term, what credit line or credit or loan, and pay for that stuff and keep going. It's a way, it's always a way. So I want to encourage you with that. Also, I want to say, what other con is it? Those are really only cons. The money part, but you can always work around money, like I said. And the food part, as far as getting sick, but like I said, you can work around that. You just need to know how to eat the right things. It teaches you. And if you get someone in your life, right now I get free, I have a dietitian and I don't pay anything. It's through Berry Street, Berry, and my dietitian helps guide me through the types of foods that I need to be eating that will help me to have live my best life. And in turn, guess what? It helps with the Zepbound. So it all works together, but you gotta at least try and don't give up every single time you hit a wall. One thing about me, I've hit millions of walls in my life. I didn't have it growing up, I didn't have a lot, but now I had a good family and people think, oh, you're from the suburbs, you have money. Not necessarily. No. I didn't really have a lot of money. I just learned how to get around things. And so you just it's just trial and error problem solving. That's all it is. You can't give up and be like, oh, that's not going to work because I don't have this. Okay, well, come up with another way. Ask around, do your research. Don't just give up just because you hit a brick wall. Like you gotta keep going. Our next video, I think, is going to be about that because I see a lot of giving up, and I don't like to see that. Like we got to do better, just as humans. Okay, anyway, so I would say, you can get around that. You can get around the money part, you can get around the food part. There's so much stuff out there. Literally, guys, I'm on social media and I see stuff popping up all the time. And some people say, I don't trust this, I don't trust that. Do your research. If you see something pop up, go back, research it, and see if it's a scam or see if it's this or that. Look at reviews, really dig in there, and then you can decide whether or not it's for you. But at least see about it. Because a lot of these things that they're doing reviews on, like I say, for example, um, Instagram, they're real. They're not just people just saying stuff or TikTok. Now, Facebook, sometimes I don't always trust Facebook ads and stuff. Um, but I've bought stuff off Facebook before with no problem. But you do have to, with Facebook, I feel like you do have to be a little bit more of a detective with these things because some of these companies you're like thinking, oh, it's this and it's some foreign country. Nothing wrong. Hey, I work with foreigners all the time internationally. So I don't have anything against foreigners. However, a lot of times there can be bad actors trying to infiltrate something, whether it's hacking your stuff or whatever the case may be from other countries because people are just busy doing stuff they don't have no business doing, just doing stuff. And so you have to be careful with that. And I see a lot of that on Facebook. But I would say TikTok, I don't because if you just go to a lot of people on TikTok are usually telling you, like, look, this is the truth. Now, don't get me wrong, there's always going to be those bad actors. But however, I find my experience on TikTok to be pretty much like people just talking about their real life, you know, and then they share it and they tell you about it. And then Instagram to me is the best in terms of finding out about um, awesome online legit things. That's how I used to, Instagram is how I was able to really boost my business. And then other things that I found have been through Instagram. So I'm really kind of a stickler for Instagram. And that's how I found Berry Street. That's how I found uh, Mercedes, who is the founder of iShop for mystery shopping, which is something else I do. Wonderful things, so many things. So, like I said, just do your research. And I would say, um, try it, take a leap. If it feels like it's making you do, if you try to sign up and it doesn't seem right, then don't do it. Go back, triple check, make sure it's the right website, blah, blah. Do your diligence, is what I'm saying. Um, any other, there's really no other, there's really no cons really with Zepbound. It really is an excellent medicine. I really can't speak highly enough about it. Um, it, it- People have your level of success with it depends on you. It depends on how well you eat, how well you take care of yourself. When you don't take care of yourself, the medicine will remind you and you'll be feeling like crap. So I will say, if you're thinking about it, just try it and just see what happens. And push, worst comes to worst. You tried it, you didn't like it, okay, move on, whatever. There are also natural alternatives of GLP-1. I can't remember the name and I'll go get it. I'll do a video on it. It's a pink bag. Pink, I can't remember what it is. And I got it right around the time that I was thinking about Zepbound. I had thought about it before I got Zepbound, I think. I can't remember, but anyway, I didn't think I was going to be able to get Zepbound because I didn't realize that it treated for sleep apnea as well. And I was like, they're probably going to say no, even though my insurance company does tend to cover a lot. However, like my insurance plan, because of my husband's wonderful company, we have excellent coverage. However, sometimes they still won't with certain things. So I was kind of like, I don't know. So I went ahead and ordered some natural thing that I was going to start taking. Well, lo and behold, in between all that, I got approved for the Zepbound. So that thing is just sitting there. But that's an alternative too. So if that's another thing, if you really just can't get around the whole money thing and all that with Zepbound, or if it doesn't do your body right the way you feel. Like if you're just not feeling it, try the all natural version. Um, I'm not sure the effectiveness of it. I don't know anything about it, but I just know there are things out there coming out that you can try and it's much cheaper. It's just like, you just pay like for some supplements or something like that. You know how it goes. You pay for supplements if you want to get uh do a subscription and it'll just keep charging your card every month for X amount and see if that works. So you can also try that. Do what works for you and what makes you comfortable. Okay, this video is incredibly long, so I'm going to go and I'm going to go check on my child who's interrupted me during this video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you next time.